Leafs talk. JD Bunkis, Sam McKee, the first time in a week, a month, a year.
Feels long.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of. I mean,
4 games.
I don't even. When was it the last time we did a show together?
4 games ago.
3 games ago?
No, 4. We
4.
we did 4 games apart. That's
Wow.
That's the longest stretch you've ever done on Leafs talk by far, where it hasn't been you and I together.
Yeah, we did some Christmases off, but we did we had some fill-ins that did an admirable job.
Yeah.
And now reunited and it feels so good. I'm just, it's nice to see your face.
Yeah,
feel like we haven't talked with the Leafs in a while.
You're in a good mood too, because you're off to Mexico soon. Like, you got the pre-vacation. You just hit there's no more Leafs for basically a month. The vibes are high.
I got to tell you, man, I love beating the Oilers. That's my favorite game of the year.
Really?
Everyone will be like, oh, it's ruined. Old sourpuss over there is like, oh, it's ruining their chance at tank and whatever.
Yeah.
But honestly, going into that building and shutting up the Oilers fans, that's just one of my favorites of the year. I love it.
Listen, I think that this is a perfect place to start, because that's the dichotomy of fandom, right? Like, you have some people like you who just want to show up and watch the game, and it's like they want to live in the moment. They just want to watch the game. They don't care about anything outside of it. They're not thinking big picture. It's just like, hey, one game at a time. And then you have other fans like myself who are constantly paralyzed by the anxieties of looking at every timeline with the Toronto Maple Leafs constantly and thinking about what this means for the future. But here's the reality. Right now, they are now 5 points back of the Boston Bruins for a playoff spot.
Yeah.
I've been worried about this. I've been thinking about this nonstop. These 3 games, they got the cupcakes in Calgary. They got the cupcake in Vancouver. I don't think they should mean anything. But I just know how greed works, baby. And I know that there's a board of people who want playoff money, and they're looking at it saying 5 games back. We don't care if it's fraudulent. What if we get hot? Are the Boston Bruins good? Is there a chance? I'm not as convinced that the door is closed on. They're not going to buy, but I'm feeling like tonight's win potentially changes things at the deadline for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and that really does bum me out more than the victory does.
Borny said on the show today too, he was talking about, we just have to do the conversation every day now, which I love. It's just like, should they buy, should they sell now? Every win, I'm like, I can't. Thank God tomorrow's my last show for a week. I can't do it more than one more time. So but like, he was talking about it on the Bruins today, how their underlying numbers are dog crap, and like they are waiting for the bottom to fall out at any moment. They are not necessarily a great team, and the Leafs, just getting hot at the right time. And with an addition at the deadline of Luke Shen and trading that 2028 first for a UFA, they're right there, boys. They're right there.
Oh, God.
I just really hope, okay? I really hope that, and this is probably not a good and accurate hope, that there is somebody within that board or within that front office that's got some pull, hopefully the guy that's running the team and Brad Treliving, that realizes that this is a chance that you're not going to get if you want to be competitive. And regardless of what happened in these last 3 games, I saw Freege on Fuse's show today talking about, regardless of whatever happens tonight, that they're still in sell mode. I really hope that they make the uneasy decision and sell off some pieces. Hey, you could sell some pieces off and still make a run towards the playoffs.
That's what I want,
chase.
Man.
It's just like, they're not bad enough to get in the top 5. They're just not. There's too many bad teams. They have too many good players. If they're not going to shut down Willie and Matthews and Nyes, you're not going to suck enough. So you're just going to have to hope you give the 15 picks to the Bruins and that he's a bust. But I'm hopeful that they're not that dumb and that they are going to trade off some pieces. I really hope.
Problem. All we have is evidence that they are that dumb.
Crap. Well, crap.
Yeah. So I'm with you, bro. I talked about this with our buddy Hockey Illuminati yesterday, because he was talking about like, and what happens if the lottery balls and the chance to get Gavin McKenna? And I went, that's not the take. Okay. Like, the take is not to try to slip into the bottom 5, because you're right. I don't think they're bad enough. And man, you look at where the Canucks are in the standings and they're Blues awful. And the Blues just lost Robert Thomas, and like, they are going to shut guys down and they're going to try to sell pieces. Like, I don't think you're getting into that. You would need some insane lottery luck. Like, maybe, right? Like, if you're in the 6 to 8 range, I think it's something like, you got a 20% chance of getting that pick.
Yeah.
But even still, like, that's not the take for me. The take for me is trying to make a playoff run with these players worth the picks and the prospects that you could back, or that you could get back at this deadline if you decided to move off of them to restock the cupboards for the following year. Because for me, I don't think that trading Bobby McMahon is the only solution here. Like, that's nothing. That's
a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer move.
Exactly. Like, every team should be essentially doing that. That's in Toronto's position. Like, that one, you don't have to have any guts to do, right?
No.
He's got a low salary. He's now got 19 goals because he scored empty netters in back-to-back games, which up in the price. He's 20-goal scorer at the deadline.
Love it.
Yeah. They don't ask
first,
how.
Baby. Get out your firsts.
Get your first ready. Get your first all ready for Bobby. So that one's kind of obvious. But to me, it's like, dude, teams do dumb stuff at deadlines because they're horned up and desperate. That's what the Leafs did a year ago.
Yeah.
You're not going to get the same price for Oliver Ekman-Larsson in the offseason as you're going to get when you know your team's in a playoff spot and you need that snarl on the back end for your blue line. You're not going to get the same for a couple of those pieces that are the peripheral, like, hey, do you need to keep this, guys? They got to put the scalpel in. And when you're 5 points back, and if they come back from this break, right, and I think they play an Eastern Conference opponent right out of the gate.
They play back-to-back Florida and then Ottawa.
Okay. Yeah, like, so the two other worst teams in the Atlantic, you could easily stack a couple wins. I just don't see a scenario here where the honchos who get their playoff bonuses and want the revenue are going to look at the situation and say, hey, we're 3 points back of a playoff spot, and it's the underlying. Did you guys see Justin Borden today on Real Kipper?
Yeah, he was cooking.
They just ain't going to do it. And so I think this is kind of like, I don't blame myself for this. I'm an accountability guy. You know that, right? Like, I'm a hand up accountability guy. But I think that I'm speaking for the people that were like, watching this win tonight, like I was, going, this isn't your fault. This isn't my fault. This is the team's fault. Like, I'd be rooting for this win like crazy if they won the Golden Knights game at home and they showed a gutsy effort against the Sabres and they grabbed a couple points there and they were floating right around it. I'd be talking myself into, like, hey, you probably got to move McMahon and go for it that way. Grab Luke Shen, whatever. This is just, I think this is kind of like the most hellish place to be as a fan.
Mid.
Yeah.
They're just the most mid team possible without a first round pick. It's just, there's no really great way to put it, but I don't know. They have the 3 retention slots, right? Every team has that, and they're not using any of those retention slots. For me, if I look at those 3, I would like them to use all 3 at this deadline with McMahon, potentially Lawton, which breaks both of our hearts.
I know.
And Oliver Ekman-Larsson. If you did those 3, I would accept that as a sell. Yeah. And listen, I know Oliver Ekman-Larsson, he's probably never going to have a season like this again. He's having a outlier late 30s like season that is not really repeatable for me. He's having the best offensive season since it was called the Phoenix Coyotes. Yep. Like, it's just a very obvious sell high situation, and it's a tough decision. And I'm not sure they want to make tough decisions. But if you have those 3 retention slots and you retain $1 million on him for a couple more years, the cap's going up, it's nothing. You retain 25% on McMahon and Lawton. You could look at your cupboards after this deadline and not feel like it's you and my cupboards in college. You're like, oh my God, we got some food in there
again.
Holy crap. Mary Ann took me grocery shopping the one time she came down. I'm stocked.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, what a surprise. A cheap primo pasta and ragu again. What do you know? Oh, tuna.
Anyways.
Like, let's do this thing. Yeah, no, you're right. It's just a bummer right now.
It's a scary spot to be. But I tell you what, Oilers. Okay, I want to talk about this hockey game tonight.
Yeah, well, I think before we get into the Oilers, we just got to start with the guy from the game, though. Like, this was a Stolarz game.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Big
God, that was really nice to see.
Yeah, that did make me feel something. I will admit, like, even as cold-hearted as I am right now, rooting for the Sal, the Grinch. I wore my green Grinch into this win all the way through. I grit my teeth the entire
This is
time.
when you heard Whoville singing after you stole all the gifts.
No, that was dude. I stole all the gifts, and then I watched Anthony Stolarz make that save on Draisaitl in the third period, and I went, they're not crying at all. And the Grinch's heart grew 3 sizes that day, because you know me, man. I've been dying to love Tony again, and he's been brutal. And not only brutal. Did you see the quote he gave? I didn't talk to you about this. I talked about it with Bourne on my show. The quote he gave after the Vegas game.
Oh, he's like, I was ready.
He said, I just thought it was what was best for me. And I went,
yeah, great. Fits right in.
Yeah, exactly right. Dude, are you kidding me? Yeah. Like, that's the quote that you're given after Berube basically threw you under the bus, saying that he wouldn't have started you, and your response was, it was about me. So I needed this reminder of like what Anthony Stolarz can be. And can I give you my conspiracy theory?
That they want him to switch dressing rooms after this game. I don't know, what is it?
That's it. That he was like, hey, come get me. Yeah. I could do this for you in a playoff run. I just need one playoff run. Come get me.
Too bad Stan Bowman already made the worst trade of all time for Tristan Jarry. So that's maybe that ship has maybe sailed on that one.
But I'm saying, you're talking about, you can't, I don't think you can retain multi-years on a guy like Stolarz when you're the Leafs, like, you're competitive. But yeah, it's so true. Like, if they didn't already do the Jarry deal, they'd probably be looking at a night like tonight going, maybe we would give you something for that guy.
I mean, how many nights was this last year? We talked about this. This is one of the reasons the Leafs won the Atlantic Division. They got all-world goaltending all the time, and Stolarz was a huge part of this. I mean, that save on Draisaitl, I have watched so many Oilers games. Like, I was like, it's 4-3. The second that pass comes across, you're like, oh, yeah, I know that play. I've seen that.
What a play by McDavid, too. Just
unbelievable. And just fires it straight across to Draisaitl, who hits it from that spot a million times, and he just gets straight across and makes a wonderful save. And way quieter for me. Still is his like flashy star goalie self, but just not swimming. Like, just within his crease, compact, but making aggressive pushes, good reads, just look like Stolarz. And it just reminds you, like, yeah, man, maybe if they had this guy all year, they would have had 4 or 5 more points in the standings, as opposed to him missing half the year with a nerve issue, which was never really explained. And then, but no, he was great. And it was just, as day one Stolarz guys, you and me, it was validating. It was nice to see again, to know that is in there.
Yeah, it was nice to root for Stolarz again. And like, he did make that save, and I were both texting back and forth. Like, that was a wow moment. Yeah. For me, it's just like, when you really feel his size in the net, you feel great. And that was it tonight. Is like, just blocking everything, getting out across. You mentioned the athleticism at his size, which I do think is underrated. Yeah, snapping the glove. Like, let's be real here. And this is, again, another part of the reason why I'm like, they need to sell, is that the Oilers were the far better team tonight. Like, this wasn't, hey, man, the Leafs are really putting one together. It was like, they got a really fortuitous power play, an interference call, their first power play in 9 minutes, which, by the way, I have more thoughts on just
their first power play since they went on the road.
9 periods. Yeah, 9 first power play in 9 minutes. It was like, they'd kill for that clip. But yeah, the interference call that they get, and then the high stick on Matthews, when I thought Matthews did interfere with Janmark, and they decide to call it a 5-on-3, like, that's how this game tilts for the Maple Leafs. Like, credit to them that they score on that power play.
I don't know how many games you can say in a year that the Toronto Maple Leafs power play won them a game, but you can definitively say that the Toronto power play won them a game. Congratulations. It's February.
I love your Knobloch take that you tweeted out, how he's just got the same face every time. No matter.
It's just never, there's like, literally, there could be an explosion on the ice, and they would go over to him, and he'd just be just straight-faced. Jim Schwartz.
I know. He's always straight-faced, but it almost looks like he's like not even awake. Like, he's like, what am I doing here? I got to say, though, that penalty, like, yes, it's a high stick after, but how many times do you see that where that's called an interference? Or like, Matthews skates into his lane. He's clearly getting beat. He makes a bit of a desperation play, and the Leafs totally get away with one there. So good on him to be able to get it. But yeah, I didn't come away from this game going like, man, the Leafs were just like right there with the Oilers, and that was two even teams, and they were very good, and like they were kind of showing me some additive thing.
This is how they won all year last year.
Yeah, exactly.
Every game looked like this last year, where they got fortunate scoring. They had high danger chances that they shot in the net, and they packed the paint, blocked shots, and got all world goaltending. That's Berube hockey.
And the power play actually scored.
Yes, that's it. This was like the recipe. So it was kind of nostalgic. Like,
so,
oh yeah,
we had nostalgia.
What did that look like?
We had nostalgia night in this one. So I just, again, the Stolar's point I think is just well made. It was a really good game for him. Nothing really earth shattering for the Leafs. What do you got? What was you wanted to say something heading into this?
Well, I guess maybe we'll say maybe Oilers can be more of a rapid fire thing, but flat out, are the Leafs better without Morgan Riley?
Yeah, that was on the docket. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was texting with Borny about this because he's of the belief, like, and I'm sure he's expressed this on your show, that Morgan Riley, some general manager is going to look at him and say,
"Yeah, we disagree on this."
Fresh. Oh, so you disagree with him too?
We talk with him. We talk about this all the time.
Okay.
And me and Kipper both fundamentally disagree that you're going to find a general manager that is ready to do that.
Yeah, like he's got this take of like, well, like at least the one that he texted me is like, that's the good thing about being the Leafs is like he's a name and someone will say fresh start. And here's the thing. Do I think that the Leafs have been so much different without Morgan Riley outside of that third period against Vancouver where they turned it on, went desperation mode and went, oh my God, like, let's just not get embarrassed by, like I said on my show, Vancouver, they always say that, hey, teams tank, but players don't tank. But I watched the Canucks and I went, I'm not sure that's true because the Canucks,
they're awful.
They look like a team that they're like the players are bought into the tank. They're like, yeah, no, we need Gavin McKenna here. Like
no, their GM's Alvin Stenberg 100%.
You're right. Yeah, actually, that's so true. That's the reason why I think the players are in on this. They're like, let's get another guy. Okay, so other than that, I haven't watched these games and thought like, oh my God, you can really notice the difference without Riley. It's more the fact that like you don't miss a $7.5 million defenseman at all.
You think
like,
you don't
you
think
got Jake Myers or sorry,
Jake Myers.
Jake Myers. You got Philippe Myers out there eating minutes, and you're just like, yeah,
he's better without Riley.
Yeah,
that's crazy. It's crazy. Like Carlo is definitely way better without Riley. He is noticeably better without Riley.
Carlo was actually good tonight.
He was,
when he tried to kill our Olympic dream.
Yeah, and so was Jake McCabe. Jake McCabe did a great job with McDavid. I think McDavid skunked tonight, right? 0 points.
I thought McDavid actually kind of like struggled tonight. Like he made that one pass to Draisaitl, and he's still McDavid. But in terms of the usual, hey, he's like Leafs were doing a good job of getting into some shooting lanes, blocked a bunch of his shots. They were able to get the body in front of him a couple of times.
Can I tell you something?
This is like kind of job you can do.
My next thing about this game, I guess you want to finish on the Riley point or?
Yeah. Sorry. I don't have any more on it.
Me neither.
I just don't notice them gone. And it's like I guess the only way I was going with it is I'm not buying this idea that a team is going to take $7.5 million for multiple years of an aging player who does not look very good and talk themselves into, it's a change of scenery and not ask for an asset attached.
The thing is, I did the show with Petrelli after the Vancouver game, and he brought up San Jose. Their whole decor is a UFA outside of Orlov. They have no defenseman under contract next season.
Buddy,
it's like that.
You know, I love the Sharks and they're my Western Conference team. Yeah. If they get Morgan Riley and I just have to live through that, like as I'm trying to desperately cling on to becoming a Macklin Celebrini guy, that's going to be tough for me.
Yeah. At least he's like a good leader kind of guy. Like he's like the most defensible, accountable guy. Just not very good anymore.
No, that's the thing. You wish if Morgan Riley had the personality of a couple of the other guys on this team, he would be despised.
Oh my God, he'd be the worst whipping boy in Leafs history.
But the thing is that he cares. He says all the right things. He's represented the Leaf for a very long time, and he's done it well. And so every conversation about him is like that internet clip we love, which is he's not a bad guy.
Not a bad guy. So you mentioned McDavid. The next thing I kind of noticed in this game, I thought McDavid and Matthews are like playing no hitters.
Yeah.
Like
Matthews
they are
especially.
But yeah, I mean, McDavid's just all world.
Yeah.
So you're always going to notice him when he picks up a head of steam. but like he was not the same as he usually is. Like I watch a ton of Oilers. I mean, he's breathtaking most nights where he's just skating through the defense, top speed. You know, he really didn't feel like he had a ton of winded up moments. And I honestly felt like that Carlo thing kind of scared him. Where like it wasn't much. And in retrospect, you know, a bit of not a flop, but he just kind of went down, was scared. I just think that like that kind of was like, oh my God. And he kind of took him out of it a bit. But I do think that we're at this point here where this is their second last game before the break. These guys are desperate to go to the Olympics. They saw what happened to Cirelli.
Yeah,
I think there's a bit of no hitter going on tonight with those two guys,
totally
especially
agree.
Matthews.
Totally agree. And can I say something?
Yeah,
I endorsed it.
Totally. Totally. I said on the show today, I think I watched the Leafs lose 15-0 if no one touches McDavid. Fine.
Yeah, that's totally great.
Do not touch 97.
So I don't know. I'm not with you on the flop thing. Like that's just not McDavid's game at all. I think he got hit, and that's a big guy that hits him, and he's a really fast player, and that impact was enough where it was like maybe knocked the wind out of him a little bit, or where he was like, oh God, that hurt. He doesn't stay down on the ice. Like he's not giving it the soccer player where he's calling for the spray. He gets up and he finishes the play. But he does have that moment. And when he went down, I turned into a full-fledged Oilers fan where I was like, yeah, someone go beat up Brandon Carlo right now.
I was like, the first thought I had is who's going to fight him? And if you're watching, I think, was Trent Frederick on the ice when that happened? Maybe not. I thought maybe he was. Can we run that play back?
But yeah, Nurse goes and grabs him pretty quick.
10. Look at 10 right there.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me, bud?
Yeah.
You are one of the most maligned guys in Edmonton. Maybe like I don't listen to their radio every day, clearly, but they hate him out there. I mean, how many tucks does he have all year? Does he have 3 or 4 goals all year?
A healthy scratch.
And you're signed there for 8 years.
Yeah.
And your meal ticket gets what looks like a neon knee.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to be a tough guy.
Yeah.
And you don't flippers off immediately.
I thought the Bruins.
Oh my God. Look at, he's looking right at it. Yeah. Oh my God. That visual is awful.
Right in front of Carlo too. You think
2 goals and 1 assist in 54 games.
Bruins buddies?
Pardon?
Bruins buddies?
Oh, maybe hadn't even thought about that, but still you got to stop making deals. And I got to tell you, like, Nurse on the list of guys sneakily I wouldn't want to fight in the league is very high.
Oh yeah, Carl's hanging on for dear life.
And good on him. I mean, you got to do it. You've tried to hit McDavid, and this is the price. Yeah, but I can't believe Frederick didn't do it.
Yeah, he just barely missed a couple of like real clean uppercuts on Carlo that could have like sent him for a little spill.
Carlo's fought 2 of the toughest guys in the league in his Leafs career. Fought that Malott. The UFC boy's brother, he fought Nurse. Like, that was buddy, a good fight card.
Guess what? Any tall guy will tell you that's the nightmare at the bar, right? That all the tough guys want to fight them because they're big.
I don't have that problem.
So it looks good on the resume. Yeah. But you got the too friendly of a face. Like, you're not exactly like a mean looking guy who shows up and it looks like it's like you hit you and that's not a pelt that's going on the wall. No. What else do I got from this game?
I think
Kapanen goal.
Yeah, nice goal. Really good hard defensive play by Domi on that one.
Yeah, I know. I also really liked OEL sticking up for Stolars in this game. Wanted to mention that one where it's like this is again literally a big part of the reason why this guy got put onto Team Sweden this time around. Is they felt like they could replace Ekholm and put this guy on there and have the same snarl, but also a guy who was playing better this season. But I love that he got his money's worth on that penalty. But I love this about hockey too, though, where it's like it's both guys go to the box.
you know how he went to the box? Literally because he knew what he was doing. That's what he said to him. He's like, oh, like if you were gonna mic up the ref and ask him why he got a penalty, the reason would be he knew what he was doing.
For sure.
That's it.
But optically, like if you had never watched the sport before,
anything landed.
Yeah, like nothing landed. He skates real close to the goalie, but he doesn't make contact with Stolars. He gets punched in the head by Stolars and then ragdolled by OEL. And the refs are like, you know what you did? Go to the penalty box. That's 2 minutes for you. So and
he's been much maligned there. He's been in and out of the lineup. People were speculating that he got put in tonight to kind of for a bit of a showcase.
Yeah.
And he was definitely horned up in the first period. He was running into guys looking like he wanted to fight.
Some people think he'd be a contract that would come back to Toronto in order to get a bigger price of acquisition.
I used to be a big Mangiapane guy. I wanted Mangiapane.
No, he had a moment in the league, man. He's from the area. Like, he's got that bit of that rat to him that you thought would like work well in this market. But there was a lot of stuff out there that he didn't want to be here. So
you know what he played tonight? 8-14.
Yeah.
They just don't play guys, eh? Looking at their ice time, they just don't play anybody.
Why would you?
4 guys.
Hey, guess what? Guess why Knobloch has that job?
Yeah. He's like, play the guys again. 97 again.
I'm a good coach.
Okay. So kind of the last thing for me.
Yeah.
It's just maybe it's more of a rapid fire or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I guess the Oilers are just in cruise control to the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're 1 point ahead of the Leafs.
Yeah.
They are not like their decor.
Yeah.
It looks slow. Like Bouchard is breathtaking. I think you accept the mistakes because of how good he is offensively. And like, he's not a total slouch defensively. Like clearly he's got some game on the defensive end, but Ekholm looks real slow, bud. Looks like he's taking a step back. Nurse, we all know him.
We talked about this last year when we were watching the playoffs when he had
Wallman looks like they may have jumped the gun a little early on that contract. I know he scores tonight, but he hasn't been great. Mm-hmm. And then it's like that Stasny, and they traded away Kulak. I don't know. I think that's a team that really needs a splash. I guess that whole division is just like, again, another year of another layup line for the Oilers. Where
it's
also
they're
going to play the Kraken in the first round.
The depth of teams that are at the bottom in the West, where there's way more nights too, where it's like, think about this, like East to West, right? The bottom of the East, Rangers, Devils. Third last is the Panthers.
Yeah.
They're beat up, but that's where we're at.
Still here. The Panthers.
The West is Vancouver, St. Louis, Calgary, Winnipeg, Chicago, Nashville, San Jose, LA. Yeah. It's a dog's breakfast at the bottom where there's a lot of non-competitive teams in there. So they are gonna
Vegas sucks, bud.
Yeah.
They've got the same amount of wins. I think the Leafs maybe passed them in wins tonight. It's crazy.
That can't be true.
They were tied yesterday or 2 days ago. They have 14 overtime losses.
Yeah, I know.
That division is a joke. I guess the Oilers be fine because they just get to play the Kings or the Kraken in the first round again, and then just take their chances against who else ever, and then probably won't be Florida in the final this year, so they maybe go to the final and they'll win it. But I don't know. Maybe Leafs have 2 more wins than Vegas. Luke says.
Yeah. So
that's insane.
Obviously, the Lightning are the class of the Eastern Conference, but you just look at the top of the West too, and you look at Colorado, Minnesota.
That division's awesome. Those 3 teams are really good.
I know, but how the playoff structure?
You get to beat one of them.
I know, just that we're really going to do this with.
Yep, we are.
You would argue that the 4 best teams in hockey are Tampa, Colorado, Minnesota, Dallas, and we're going to get one of those matchups in the very first round. Like, it's just garbage, man.
Stupid.
And then sneaky, really good Mammoth team this year too. So.
I don't know. Oilers, I'll be surprised to see them go deep again, but maybe they'll just trick me again and just go deep with their crappy team and just McDavid and Draisaitl. It doesn't matter. But that's what it is.
But what do you mean? That's it. It's like, you're right about the Ekholm point. Is like, what's going to happen there?
Yeah.
What do they do at the deadline in terms of their ad? Because it really does feel like the Oilers formula every year is they make a deadline acquisition where they end up getting a good bump from that deadline guy, and then they bring him back and he's horrible.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this guy was great for us in the playoffs, and let's give him a contract. And then it's like, this is the worst contract.
Bobby is a prime candidate for that. Like,
don't say
prime. Like, he's gonna go there and he's gonna score a couple big goals to them, and they're gonna give him 5 schmil, and he's just gonna score 10 goals next year. That is got that written all
Bobby
over.
McMahon dumped down to the 4th line for the Oilers.
Were they not pining for our boy Bobby on the broadcast, showing him in the Bonneville Pontiac jerseys, talking about his whole family there from Wainwright? They're thirsty for Bobby out there.
Can I say something?
They're thirsting.
Yeah, they're very thirsty for him. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, Bobby McMahon, as if you're going to get a first. It's like, at his contract and the fact that you can just slot him in with the goal scoring, if the Leafs don't get a first, like, it's a colossal failure by them. Like,
Colossal failure strong. I think they need to get a first, but I would be surprised if they did.
I'm going to be bummed if they don't actually get, just because of the price point, man. Like, he makes nothing. Like, Scott Lawton last year went for a first and a prospect.
Yeah, because Tree panicked.
Yeah, sure. But that's the point, is every team panics. That's why you do deals at the deadline. So it's like, if you can't get a first for Bobby McMahon, making absolutely no money and scoring 20 goals before the deadline, I'm sorry. That's a brutal blown opportunity. Or the rest of the league. Like, and I like McMahon's game, man. Like, he's extremely fast. He's been more physical this year. Yes, of course. But no Leaf fan is going to be heartbroken about not bringing Bobby McMahon back, right? Like, you know how I do the Sullinger test of like, check with the other fans market. Yeah. And that's what's going to happen, is like, somebody's like an Oilers fan. If they get Bobby McMahon, they're going to text you or I, and you're going to be like, what do you think? And we're going to go, he's all right. He'll have some games.
Yeah. Like, you'll notice him, and then you won't.
Yeah, and come playoff time, do I think that he's going to go up against some of the toughest Western Conference teams and dominate? Like, I got my reservations on that. But yeah, they need to get a good trade package back. But I did think, like, this is just the way my brain works with sports, because Edmonton's so horned up and everyone's doing the, like, Edmonton Bobby. That's like, Dallas. He's not going there.
Dallas.
Anywhere but Edmonton is my guess for Bobby McMahon at this point, because we've basically already written in stone and it hasn't happened yet.
Well, let's get a little bidding war going, Tree.
Yeah.
Don't do this a week or two before here.
Yeah.
Like, let's wait, let it breathe a bit.
I agree. Okay.
Maybe we'll just hold on to him and sign him for $5 million a year.
Yeah.
Bring the band back together next year.
Yeah.
Buddy, they're 5 points out.
Yeah.
Right there.
They're just as good as anybody. They're fine. Why are you so negative about
they own Tampa? Maybe they could beat Tampa in a playoff series.
Honestly, that's actually the best case for it.
Yeah. Is that like they get the 8th spot and Tampa's number 1 and they own them?
Yeah, and they own Tampa. I got nothing. Oh, I guess I gotta say, I thought another really good game from Michelli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, him and Willie Nylander have undeniable chemistry.
Yeah.
And Tavares looks like a hockey player again, having Nylander back. It's like been a defibrillator to him, because without Nylander, he was brutal.
Fighting it.
I mean, we don't really like to crap on JT too much on this show, but was brutal without Willie. And it seems like that line, actually, when they play together, they have really good sort of fancy stuff, fancy numbers, and they were awesome tonight. And Michelli's kind of buzzes when he's out there with Nylander. So
guess what? I hope that Michelli gets traded.
Trade him. Oh my God, trade him so hard.
Yeah, and it's like, whatever you get back, deal. That's 4 best offer sign, or best offer that's
OBO.
That's the Michelli sign for me heading to the deadline. Anyways,
if you get what did they trade for him? A third?
So they traded a third that can become a second, but he's not going to hit the point totals.
Oh my God.
I think he has a chance to hit the game total, but it has to be the games and the points, but it's
Anyways,
not going to be.
If you could get that back, do it.
Third? Yeah, for sure. You get a 3rd round pick from Michelli. It's a done deal. Sign on the dotted line. Thank you very much. Nice piece of business. Enjoy your stay wherever the hell it is that you go. Okay, so we're off because Leafs are off.
Yeah.
But what we're gonna do is make sure, again, I always tell those people, make sure that you subscribe to the podcast, because sometimes stuff ends up there. Subscribe to JD Bunkis podcast, because what I'll probably do during the run is have Sammy in on my show after big Canada games, and we'll do them like the morning after on some of these. So that'll be kind of the template in terms of getting some of the stuff. Yeah, because I want to talk about these. I'm gonna watch all these games with you.
I don't know, but Canada versus France is a big one. So
no, well, that one might take a skip. Well, actually,
the
depends
round robin stinks. It's like a week and a half before they play a real game.
I gave this take to Ennis this week.
And what did he say?
No, I said, like,
did he zag?
No. My take was just simply this: that a lot of people who are crapping on Four Nations, it's like, this is setting up well for Gary, because
Four Nations rocked.
Four Nations rocked, but not only that, if you're thinking about like the future of high-level international hockey, it's like you can cobble together 7 teams, have a wild card spot every year where there's another tournament for who gets to be the 8th team between like Latvia, Germany, like basically the way they do it with the World Juniors, but have a tighter field, a tighter schedule, because you don't have to be playing this in Milan. You can play it in North America. You can drop it into some other countries. You can have other host countries for sure in like real rinks. And you can have it be around your schedule. so that you don't end up with this. Like, man, NHL is going to 84 next year. Like, listen, I love Olympics and I want Olympics, and I'm not going to ever say that I don't want more international hockey.
Yeah.
Like, the idea would be that you're getting both every 2 years, but based on the injuries this year, some of the product stuff this year,
no, it's too much.
Yeah, like it's just and then when you get ready for these games and they're like, hey, wake up and watch the 10 a.m. France game, you go, oh, like pass.
Kind of wish it was Finland.
Yeah.
So why don't you just do 8 teams?
Yeah,
like
that's what I said.
But like, I mean, sorry to your darling Latvia.
No,
like,
you got to have the other boys.
But why?
Like
it's
Germany.
an NHL product. You have the biggest stars that are German out of all of their teams. It's like you just want Draisaitl and
no, you want to have it.
You can have another tournament on top of it. No shot.
Yeah, you just have like a small little round robin. So it's like every year you do the same thing where there's maybe 2 teams that get relegated from the tournament. So you get 2 relegation teams, and then they've got to play a little micro tournament where they're not playing each other. Like it's just about stacking points, and they stack those points and they get in those other 2 spots. You can't just say like, hey, Switzerland, you're never in it again. Hey, Latvia,
you just do Canada, potentially Russia, depending on the way things
go.
go.
Russia's got to come back, man.
Yeah, eventually they'll come back. Canada, Russia, Sweden, Finland, USA, Czechia, Germany. That's 8 teams.
Yeah, I don't. So you're just leaving out the Slovaks?
I guess, yeah.
You're leaving out Latvia? Like, no, it's just not happening, man. Like, that's just not the way it's going to be. They got to have ways for those other teams to get in. There's too many other hockey starved.
But leaving out Christian saying Switzerland before Germany, but I think if it's like an NHL product, they can just pick who's got the biggest stars and put them in.
Yeah, but that's crazy that they would just be like, yeah, Germany.
But they're trying to make money. If they're just trying to make money, they want Draisaitl and Stützle and Peterka and Moritz Seider. It's like they're the best of like the other ones. Anyways,
and you
also
I
think
Germany
your show.
Whatever. We'll do that at some other time.
Boy, just thinking about that. Last thing before we go, I know this has been a long one. We haven't talked in a while. You know, you're talking about all these guys that are going over there to play for their teams and like their teams being nervous. How do you feel if you're a Red Wings fan or a Germany fan, where that like German international coach is just going to play your boys 40 minutes a night? Like, you think Novak plays him a lot?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to go with the ice time for Draisaitl and Stützle to be 40 minutes each a night.
Yeah. I was talking to my my friend whose sister's on the Canadian Olympic team, and about a game that she played once where the coach actually did play her 40 plus minutes and I was like,
I get it.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That's crazy. That's what's going to happen. I had that conversation today.
It's going to
all right. Anyways, subscribe to this podcast. Again, follow the JD Bunkis podcast. Get me and Sammy there for what will be the Olympic run. And then, we'll see you in late February back on this feed when the Leafs return against it's Florida Panthers first game back?
I think it's either Tampa or Florida first game back.
Cool. So the Florida game, which will, if they win, the sale is off and it's run it down and wind up the clock. Yay! Enjoy the break, everybody.